Hi, my name is Wendy Myers. I'm a health and nutrition coach. Today I want to talk to you about gluten sensitivity and how it affects 1 in 3 people. Many people never suspect that the food that they're eating all day long is causing their health problems. 30% of people have a gluten sensitivity, and many more just experience inflammation from eating it, even if they don't have outright gluten sensitivity or even celiac disease, which is a complete intolerance to it. And so many people just don't realize how much gluten is undermining their health. And of any food, it's the most highly correlated with disease. So it's a good idea to check out if you are gluten sensitive. Now, one of the reasons that people are so sensitive to wheat is because we've only been eating them for the last 10,000 years. Our bodies are evolutionary design like the cavemen. And cavemen, while they did eat grains, it's definitely not the grain that we ate today. And that it was also only available seasonally. And also not all, only some of the cavemen ate grains. There's evidence that other cultures didn't eat any grains at all at the Paleolithic times. And additionally, the grain that we grow in the U.S., the wheat that we grow in the U.S., is a hybridized type of wheat. It's a very short plant, and it's bred to have a tremendous amount of gluten in it. And so this extra gluten makes the bread super fluffy, and it's just not something that digests well in our system. It's actually the recipes for breads and things that work in the United States actually don't work in Europe. And oh, hi there. This is my little daughter. Hi, how are you? Now, there's many different symptoms of gluten sensitivity. Namely, you can have digestive problems like bloating and gas. You can have malnutrition. You can have fatigue, anemia, notably arthritis pain, weight gain. You can have psychological problems like depression and manic depression and schizophrenia. You can have neurological problems similar to multiple sclerosis. You can get headaches and rashes and eczema-like symptoms, in addition to food allergies. Notably, people that have gluten sensitivity actually have fatigue. And that's one thing I notice when I drink it or I eat it, is I'm very, very tired, especially in the afternoon. And then a lot of people have to use stimulants to prop themselves up. They use caffeine, even cocaine, diet pills, and things like that. And they find that they don't need them after they get rid of the gluten that's actually causing their fatigue. Another problem with gluten is a lot of people that have arthritis and arthritis-like symptoms, it's actually caused by the gluten that they're eating. For whatever reason, the gluten can attack their joints. And it's a scientific explanation I won't go into. But if you can eliminate the gluten, you may find a tremendous improvement or complete remission of your arthritis. Another thing that's interesting with gluten is in addictions. People become addicted to food and addicted to carbohydrates is typically because of the gluteomorphins in gluten create like heroin-like effects that make you want to eat them over and over again. And people actually have withdrawal symptoms that are very uncomfortable, driving them to continue to eat them and eat them over and over again. So now the testing. If you want to do testing, the best thing to do is to do a company called InteroLab. There's many companies that do testing, but InteroLab has a patent on testing for gluten sensitivity. It's called the anti-gliadin IgA antibody test. And this is a test that not a lot of physicians are aware of. When you go to your doctor and want to test for gluten sensitivity, they'll typically give you a celiac disease test, because most doctors are testing for clinical problems that they've been taught in medical school. The majority of doctors are not going to be testing for a subclinical issue like gluten sensitivity, and they may not be aware of all the problems that it causes. So definitely take the matters in your own hands. You can order the test yourself from interolab.com and check it out. If you're not able to afford testing for whatever reason, you can do a gluten sensitivity test, so an elimination diet, where you remove gluten from your diet from 30 to 90 days. Gluten can cause a lot of inflammation. It can take up to 90 days to remove the inflammation from your diet. Excuse me, that's my daughter. And so just do that elimination diet, and then for 30 to 90 days, and then reintroduce the gluten. That's one of the symptoms of gluten sensitivity. But I guess, but you can reintroduce the gluten into your diet and see if your symptoms return. And so that's basically it in a nutshell. So thank you so much, and hopefully got a nice little laugh, little comedy sketch we're doing here about gluten sensitivity. But thank you so much. Thank you for listening. And check out the full blog article called Gluten Sensitivity Effects 1 and 3 on my website, liveto110.com. Thank you.